Hey everyone, so today's the day. I am going to start basically ruining my perfectly good Porsche 997. The plan is to remove the engine and start test fitting to see if I can put the Honda K24 engine in it. If I can fit that K24 engine, then I'm gonna build it and create a custom turbo kit that'll fit with it. And basically the goal is hopefully 500-600 horsepower on the K series, which should be very easy. The whole point is this car looks great, but it is slow. Like 300 wheel horsepower just doesn't cut it. Maybe back in 2006 when it was brand new, it was okay, but by today's standards, 300 wheel horsepower in a car this heavy is slow. So yeah, my other option is if I can't fit a K24 in here, then I will maybe just drop this engine, do some maintenance, and prep it to do a custom turbo kit on the stock engine, which is, I don't know, less interesting to me. That's already been done. There's turbo kits you can buy for these things, but and this car is a toy, so might as well have some fun with it. And it's not a daily driver by any means, so if it's down for a little bit while I'm trying to fit in this K24, not a big deal. And I think it'd be really cool if I could get it to work. So yeah, that's the general idea. Today, hopefully we will be getting to the point where we can hopefully get the engine out, if not very close. It's all ready to go. Basically drained the AC already. I've never actually dropped an engine on a Porsche, so this is gonna be brand new for me. I'll figure out as I go along, but it looks pretty straightforward. Like, these engines are designed to be taken out so that they could be worked on. I've done a bit of work on this car, on the engine with it in, and it is a nightmare. It's such a pain, but it looks like it's gonna be really easy to drop out. Everything's designed to be kind of quick disconnect. The wiring harness is quick disconnect. There's only like, I wanna say like 3 mounting points from what I can tell, like 1 at the transmission and 2 at the engine. And so yeah, once I get all the accessories unbolted and the wiring harness disconnected and drain the coolant, it should just drop right out the bottom. So I don't know, let's see how it goes and see how long this takes to do. Okay, quick update. We've got the rear bumper off, taillights out, airbox out. You can see once the airbox is removed, there's a bunch of space. So that's how you can like easily access the belt and whatnot. And anyway, so a few little things left in here. There are like the O2 sensor connections. I gotta undo the AC lines. And we'll still have to undo the fuel lines on this side and the coolant lines underneath at the back. You can see here, that's one engine mount, that's the other engine mount, and then there's one way at the front at the transmission. A lot of this stuff, I think, like back here you can see, I don't know if you can see it, there's like, back here there's mil-spec type connectors to disconnect the wiring harness. I don't know, gotten pretty far so far. I'm gonna have to disconnect the O2 sensors. And you can see this is how I did so still stock exhaust. All I did was chop the factory outlet pipe. There would have been like a tip here-ish. All I did was chop it and welded on an extension, and then made these tips. It's just a piece of flat and some 3-inch. Made the tips, but pretty simple. Tight, but pretty simple. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, we are basically all ready to drop the engine out. We've disconnected the AC lines, the power steering lines, the coolant lines, removed the brace in here, disconnected the shifter linkages, coolant lines out. These are So this is the one mount for the front at the transmission. And then we have the mount up here as well. And this side, everything is kind of just loose and ready to go. We disconnected the drive shafts, disconnected the clutch slave cylinder. Right now I think we're at 3 hours? If that? No, 2 hours. We're at 2 hours to get to this point. It's not too bad. Pretty easy so far. We'll see how it goes. The plan is we're gonna put the car down a bit. And we have a forklift and a big skid. So we use the forklift with the skid underneath the car and lift this up to the engine, use this to hold it, and go from there. So let's see how that goes. All right, so something like this, we're gonna line it all up and see how it goes.
They're not a lot lower.
No, I know, yeah.
Flat.
So we're gonna need to build up some wood.
Yeah, so we can do one there and we can do a couple under the transmission.
Yeah, and we can get a bit closer with the forklift.
Yeah, let me do that first.
All right, let's go. Okay. Keep going, keep going. Going, all right, right there. That's good. Keep going, keep going. Should be good for now.
Is it kind of level?
You can tilt it back. Can you tilt back a bit? A little bit more? That's good. All right, so now we're gonna build up some wood. Maybe slide this back a bit further. That should be good. Can access these bolts. This is the front transmission mount, so I gotta be able to get those out. Let's see if we can still access these. Yeah, that should be doable. That looks good. All right, so I think we're close.
So let me bring it up a bit.
Yeah, bring it up a bit. All right, I think time to start loosening maybe.
You think we should knock out the two studs at the transmission mount?
Yeah, probably. Let's do that. So, also got one jack up front here in case the car wants to tip forward once we remove all the weight from the engine. But let's see. I think we need a pry bar. There we go. Out. All right, so transmission is all disconnected. We gotta undo the engine mounts now.
We're supported.
We're all supported. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. Wanna hold it? Let's see. Do a little bit on the other side. One side's off. It's gonna be so much fun to put back in.
Yep. We were just hired to take it out.
All right, both sides loose. So, technically, the engine should be free. We should be able to slowly, yeah, if we've forgotten something. So let's see, let's lower it down a bit and see if it gets caught on anything. Keep going. All right, engine's out. This thing is massive. It's so crazy. It's absolutely huge. So yeah, when you have it out, frig, it looks huge. Like there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to fit a K20 in here. This thing is absolutely massive. And then the space that we're playing with now, like tons of room in here, tons. So next step. So next step, I guess I gotta remove the engine from the transmission and figure out some sort of temporary way to mount the transmission to the engine, so that I can get like figure out proper spacing. Because I don't want to buy the kit yet. Haven't ordered it yet because I'm not sure if it's going to fit or it's going to work. So for now, I might just try to make up some sort of temporary way to bolt the transmission to the engine so that I can start seeing how it'll fit inside the engine bay. But yeah, man, not too bad. A little, maybe, let's see, I don't know what time it is now. 2-3 hours to get this whole thing out. But now it's easy to work on. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Next video will be hopefully us taking the transmission off of the engine, or maybe just test fitting before we even do that, maybe I'll just test fit the K20 in the engine bay. Sorry, the K24 in the engine bay, and see how it fits, if it'll have enough ground clearance. Like I said in one of the other videos, I know like there's tons of space height-wise. The issue is the fact that the center of the crankshaft is fairly high in the engine bay versus like the top of the valve cover. So I got to test fit, put the engine in place and see if it'll actually like fit in the engine bay. So this is it. That's it for today. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully you like this one, and it's gonna get much more interesting from here on out. Thanks for watching. See ya.